Remember when Saturday mornings meant a pocket full of change, a soda fountain counter, and aisles filled with wonder? Long before malls and megastores, America's small towns had a heartbeat, and it pulsed to the five and dime. These stores weren't just shops. They were community hubs, where a nickel could buy you a piece of magic. Today, we're taking a stroll down memory lane, looking at 10 five and dime chains that shaped Main Street America and how they helped build a country one candy counter, sewing kit and soda pop at a time. One Woolworth, the king of the five and dime. For generations, F.W. Woolworth was the gold standard of dime stores. Founded in 1879, it turned the idea of fixed prices into a nationwide phenomenon. You could grab a malt at the lunch counter, pick up a new broom, and still have change left over. Woolworths wasn't just retail. It was an American ritual. But when malls and discount giants like Walmart arrived, Woolworths couldn't keep up. In 1997, the lights dimmed for the last time, marking the end of a retail era. 2. Kresge's, the store that became Kmart. Before there was Kmart, there was SS Kresge's, a cozy five and dime with a red logo that welcomed shoppers with charm and simplicity. Sebastian Kresge started his empire in 1899, promising nothing over 10 cents. As times changed, so did Kresge's, evolving into the discount giant Kmart by the 1960s. But while Kmart became a household name, that warm neighborhood feel of Kresge's was lost in the glow of fluorescent lights. 3. Ben Franklin stores, the craft lover's paradise. For small-town America, Ben Franklin stores were like mini Walmarts before Walmart existed. They carried everything from fabric and yarn to toys and candy. Many small business owners, including Sam Walton himself, started as Ben Franklin franchisees. These stores were the backbone of main streets from Iowa to Indiana. But as retail chains consolidated, Ben Franklin's independent model faded. Still, a few survive, tucked quietly in rural towns, holding on to that handmade American spirit. For tg&y, toys, games, and yo-yos. If you grew up in the South or Midwest, tg&y was your childhood treasure chest. The name stood for its founders, Tomlinson, Gosselin, and Young, but most kids just thought it meant toys, games, and yo-yos. These stores were full of charm and surprises, plastic army men, coloring books, and penny candy galore. tg&y thrived for decades, but by the late 80s, changing retail habits and corporate mergers pushed it into memory. 5 Murphy's, where a quarter went far. G.C. Murphy's stores were all about heart. In working-class towns, they were more than shops. They were community anchors. You find friendly clerks, creaky wooden floors, and the smell of popcorn drifting through the aisles. Murphy's grew more than 500 stores, mostly in coal and steel towns. But as those industries declined, so did Murphy's. The last few stores closed in the early 2000s, leaving behind echoes of a simpler, kinder shopping experience. 6. Newberry's, the soda fountain stop. J.J. Newberry's was known for its warm lighting, low prices, and famous lunch counters. For many, it was the first place they tasted a cherry Coke or a banana split after school. Founded in 1911, Newberry's helped shape American youth culture long before fast food chains took over. By the 1990s, however, changing consumer habits and competition spelled its end. Still, the name Newberry's lives on in neon signs across a few surviving buildings, reminders an America that took its time. 7. W.T. Grant, ambition gone too far. W.T. Grant Company once had over 1,000 stores nationwide. It tried to be everything for everyone, part dime store, part department store, but that ambition became its downfall. Rapid expansion and heavy credit losses led to one of the largest bankruptcies of the 1970s. For shoppers, it wasn't just a loss of a store, it was a loss of a familiar face in every downtown. The empty storefronts left behind became symbols of how quickly the retail world could change. 8. McCrory's, the underdog chain. McCrory's may not have had the fame of Woolworth's, but in small towns, it was just as beloved. With its classic red lettering and inviting window displays, McCrory's offered everything from school supplies to soda floats. In fact, it was McCrory's that later absorbed several struggling five and dime brands like Kresge's and Newberry's. But by the 1990s, even McCrory's couldn't compete with big box stores and online shopping. What remains are the memories of friendly clerks and the soft hum of ceiling fans on a summer afternoon. 9. Duck Walls, the rural favorite. In the heartland, Duck Walls was a lifeline for small towns too tiny for big stores. Founded in 1901 in Kansas, it specialized in small town service, where the clerk knew your name and your family's favorite candy. Duck Walls later grew into the larger ALCO chain, but as online shopping took over, it too faded away by 2015. For many rural Americans, the closing of Duck Walls felt like losing a piece of home. 10. The 5 and 10 cent store, America's common thread. Before brand names dominated, there were simply 5 and 10 cent stores, the mom-and-pop version of today's general stores. These humble shops defined Main Street life in the early 1900s, teaching generations how to dream big with just a few coins. They sold the tools of everyday life, sewing needles, soaps, toys, and tin lunchboxes, and in doing so, helped knit together the American spirit of thrift and community. They may be gone, but the lessons they left behind, affordability, friendliness, and connection, still echo in every corner store that greets you with a smile. The 5 and dime wasn't just about buying things. It was about belonging to a place, to a time, and to one another. Those stores built more than shelves of goods. They built memories. If this walk down Main Street made you smile, give this video a like. Share your favorite 5 and dime memories in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into America's past, right here on American Rewind. Because sometimes the smallest stores hold the biggest stories.